All right. Stop that time one more time. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? What's going on, brother? RK3.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Man, I'm grateful, man. You know me. I will not stray. I will not complain. It could always be better, but thank God it's not worse. Wow. Of course, here comes the call.
Yeah, and you're still thankful after Thanksgiving, man. That's a good thing.
Exactly. They're gonna have to hit me later. I know why people always call me, but they must know when it's time to do a broadcast. Because he's going on now. Call him now.
You're famous. That's what happens.
Yeah.
When you're famous.
All right. I'll receive that. You know that. How much I can get for that at the local store?
You may not want to be Instagram famous, but you're famous.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to be opposite Nate. Well, actually, I'd rather be opposite Nate Robinson. Yes, sir.
Oh boy. Yeah, man.
Courageous, man. Courageous at the most. I'll be honest with you. I was never one of those people that jumped on the bandwagon of goofing at people, but I feel for him. But at the same time, he's not a winner in the ring. He's a winner at large, having the courage to go in there and do what he did. But what I did not know, small little tidbit, I did not know that he called this guy Jake. He called him out. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's one piece of the thing. One part of the reason why people are going hard the way that they have, because you remember like I forgot who Manny Pacquiao fought and Manny Pacquiao, he got knocked out.
Barrera,
right?
Barrera, I think it was.
And so when Manny Pacquiao got laid out, they were doing some of the same memes, but it was different. They weren't going as hard because Manny Pacquiao wasn't talking junk. Manny Pacquiao wasn't the one that called the fighter out. He was just, let's fight. This dude, Nate Robinson, was talking smack from the beginning.
I didn't know the background and the history. Now, I know he's an athlete, football, basketball, but I didn't know that he was into all that kind of antagonizing conversation. Now, I do know this.
Yeah.
He had a game against Chris Webber in 2K20. And Chris Webber and his side partner and Nate Robinson and his side partner, they were, competing. And Nate was talking much smack. And he won, but boxing is not a game. It's
different. I mean, just because you're an athlete doesn't mean you can do every sport. I mean, that's like somebody who plays tennis saying, "I'm going to box right now."
Yeah.
Or it's even like when Conor McGregor, who is a phenomenal MMA athlete, but you go in against Floyd Mayweather, and you pretty much toyed with him the entire time.
Pick a different boxer, dude.
Yeah.
So you know what? It's like we're talking about what happens if you don't take action, right? And I'm thinking you can't afford to talk all that junk and not back it up, or talk all that junk and really not do anything. So what happens to us in our business life or in our attempt at a professional life if we're talking the talk or just thinking, I'm going to do this. I can do this. But then we don't take action. What happens in a situation like that?
Wow. Well, first, before I jump into that, for those of you that are watching, go ahead and just let us know that you're here. I see people on Facebook, on LinkedIn as well. Maybe you're on YouTube, but just go ahead and type your name in the chat. Share this conversation with others so that they can enjoy the value just like you as well. So your question was, what if I don't take action? What if I know that there are opportunities available to me, but I just don't take action? What happens? Well, I mean, I can't speak for everybody. Who I can speak for is me, right? And I know that there were things that I was nervous about when I started out my business. So, I mean, I was nervous about spending money or investing at a certain level. And then there were just some things that I was nervous in doing because I thought that if I put certain things out there, people would see the vulnerable side of me. They would see some of the failures. They would see some of the mistakes that I'd made. They'd even see that I wasn't 100% clear on
Okay.
some things. And so those were some of the reasons that I did not do some things. Now, that said, hindsight 2020, looking back, it's like, you know what? So what if those people were talking about me or making fun?
That's
Because
exactly
here's what
right.
happens. A lot of times when you're scared of people talking about you, they're talking about you anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Somebody's always in the wings thinking and speaking
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that phrase? You know it. You don't have to be good to start, but you have to start to get good.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I think one of my mindsets on not taking action is the fact that you'll always find yourself in the background. You'll always be like a follower. You'll always be one of those people saying what Lou Ross said way back in the dark ages: if I coulda, woulda, should.
Right.
you know, and you just never know because you didn't challenge yourself. You didn't put
Yeah.
yourself to the test. You didn't, jump out on faith, especially if you're a person that believes in whatever. You didn't jump out on faith and make an attempt at doing something outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend, I think it might have been a sermon. I don't remember where I heard it first, but
Mm-hmm.
it was saying that too many of us are living on someday someday I'll do this,
Mm,
someday I'll do that. And it's
mm,
like, listen, when is that day? When
yeah,
is someday, right? And I
right.
get it. I get it. There's a lot of fears that a lot of us have, but inside of that, are our fears bigger than our focus, or is our fear bigger than our dream, right? And
Yeah,
so I've got to determine what the answer is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like I may have mentioned in one of our previous broadcasts,
Mm.
maybe 8, 9, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, starting out with a big group of people on this platform to go out and be speakers, trainers, authors, and coaches. And I don't think that all of those people have not continued in their dream or in their path, but I don't see them anymore. I don't
Right.
see them in a big way anymore. I don't see their posts. I don't see them on other platforms. And I'm only saying that to say that I'm sure that they want it. I'm sure that they're doing it in some capacity, or there was something that happened that prevented them from doing it. But
Hmm.
that goes to speak to the 80-20 rule again. You know, 20% of the people will do what only, they will do what the other 80% won't do, bottom line.
Right.
And it's
Right.
very unfortunate because the other 80% will be so fulfilled if they would just walk the high wire without the net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on a selfish tip though, on the selfish side of things, if everybody did what they were supposed to do, then I wouldn't be able to do what I'm blessed to do.
Well, that's true. That's true. You're absolutely no. You're right, man. You know,
Yeah.
look, we need others just as others need us.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all play a part.
Yeah.
It's,
Absolutely.
it's just
Absolutely.
that thing about not being satisfied
Yeah.
would irk me my entire life. And I know you and I probably are oddballs because of what we do and how we go about it and the different ways that we go about it. But
Hmm.
it would just, oh my God, it would just eat me alive to not have the opportunity to do what I'm doing.
Yeah. So what lessons can we teach today, man? What are the things that we can tangible takeaways? So we're talking about what if you don't take action. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't take action, you're gonna miss out. If you don't take action, you're not gonna accelerate. If you don't take action, you'll
You
start
won't be
later
satisfied.
than yeah. You'll start later maybe than you should have, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And there'll be some things that there's it's never too late, but the earlier that you start, there's some things that you will have advantage access to.
Yeah.
So
And there's some
what
worst case
is
scenarios too.
yeah, like what? Go ahead.
Like, for instance, if you don't take action, now you and I both know what that self-talk is. We know about that self-doubt,
Hmm.
even for to do a simple Facebook Live, right? I remember many times being so nervous, man,
Hmm.
about doing a Facebook Live. Meanwhile, I've spoken in front of thousands of people, and I
Yeah.
can't do a simple Facebook Live. So what I'm alluding to is that because of the self doubt, because of the self talk, sometimes people have mental health issues.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, if you don't fulfill your thing, you may be one of those people. And I'm not projecting this to be someone's issue, but it can be. You can
Hmm.
have so much bad self talk that your self esteem is damaged. And if your
Yeah.
self esteem is damaged, that leads to mental health. And what
Yeah.
that leads to specifically in mental health is just a life of unfulfillment, a life of being distraught, maybe blaming, finger pointing, and all those other things, only
Hmm.
because either you didn't meet the right person to help you, you didn't walk out on faith, or you doubted yourself to such a great degree you never got a chance to fulfill that inner peace and joy that you could have had.
Yeah. So what are some of the steps though, man? I mean, because we're talking about the what if you don't. Today, what is a how to? How do I what is something specific that I can do to navigate that that imposter syndrome? What can I
Mm.
do to navigate the fear? What are some things that you did specifically to get yourself to a place where you were willing to take some risks?
Honestly, I did some research, man. I didn't know very much about the industry prior to getting
Mhm.
started, of course. And I actually went on the internet, even was early in the internet's infancy or,
Mhm.
arriving, its creation. Excuse me, that's a better way of putting it. I started looking on the internet to find out how do you become a speaker and how do
Mhm.
you do this and how do you do that, everything that was related to speaking.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I did was I made an investment. I didn't look at it as an investment. I looked at it as just buying a disc, but I made an investment and I bought this CD that had all of the information, it had downloads, it told you about all the things you need to do. And I was like, wow. In fact, I still have that disc today. It was just fantastic. I was like a kid in a toy store because all of this was new. But I did the research and I found a product that I was able to, read and download the documents and the
Mhm.
PDFs and start my career.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's crucial, man. You've definitely got to do the research. Well, I think one of the things that worked for me was just really embracing the idea that um, any action is still action.
Hmm.
The only thing that's not action is inaction, right? And
Yes.
so as I started to look at some things, I forgot whose book it was. I believe it was something by John Maxwell talking about failing forward,
Failing
right?
forward. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the idea was, you get in action, you do something, and even if you fail, you're still ahead of where you would have been if you did nothing,
Yep.
right? And so
Exactly.
once I got to the place where I was like, you know what, progress is more important to me than perfection. Once I
Hmm.
got to the place where I was like, it's more important to me to be figuring something out than or to be doing something than to be sitting figuring it out.
Yeah.
Then I was able to say, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna mess up sometimes.
Right.
And as you get older, you begin to release some of those fears. And then, when you hit 40, you're like, whatever, man. let's
Yep.
let's go for broke. Let's do this thing, man. So
And I think a next step after research would be to release. And why I
mhm,
say that, and what I mean specifically by release, meaning is great. You can do research today until the cows come home, but you have
mhm,
to release, meaning you have to get to a place where you get uncomfortable
mhm,
and you have to release. Put yourself in an environment where these things or this type of thing actually takes place. I think for me, that meant going to an event. Facebook again was pretty much new. The internet had been out for a while, but Facebook was
yeah,
pretty much new. Had already shifted from MySpace, and there were people doing events. They were talking on Facebook and talking about this event that was going to be offline. So
yeah,
I would go to those offline, basically real time events. And I was like, oh, okay. I got to see the people that I saw on Facebook in this big room, which was called a conference or workshop.
Yeah.
And I started to get a little more comfortable. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is how it works. Oh,
Yeah.
this is how it's set up. And I was like, okay. And I started really being drawn in more. So, research, release.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I have a word for this, but it might be realize. Right?
Mm,
Research, release, and realize that everybody who you think is better than you is really not.
exactly. Exactly. Everyone's got a starting point, and no one starts off being dynamic. Well, there may
Yeah.
be some, but it's a very small percentage of people
Yeah.
that start out just being dynamic.
Yeah.
And one of the things that helped me also, and this is far from a person starting out, realize that, okay, let's say you have a message. Let's say it's very basic. Let's say there's not a lot of flair to it.
Hmm.
Speakers, coaches, trainers, we're always sort of tweaking our message, making it
Right.
a little bit better. So what I'm trying to allude to is that, okay, you've done the research, you've maybe gone out to a couple of events, you've seen some things happen, but now you realize that you can do it too. Now you may
Yeah.
not be where you want to, but it will get better. It will change. It will shift. Just give yourself the opportunity of continuing to grow.
Yeah.
And it's a cycle. You'll
Yeah.
do more research at a point. You'll release more and you will realize more.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the things that I love inside of that, I remember when I was writing one of like my second or third book, and I was stuck at this place
Okay.
because I wanted to put all of this information into the book, right? And I kept tweaking and saying this is not right, that's not right, this is not right, this is not perfect. And I kind of thought of it as this one time opportunity to do something or do everything. And it wasn't until I realized or embraced that, you know what? You're going to have another opportunity. You don't have to put every single thing into this book. Even
Right.
if this book is imperfect, what that means is that you have the opportunity to write a part two. You have the opportunity to write another chapter. You have the opportunity to write a sequel.
Right.
Right? Yeah,
Right.
there's nobody that made the rules that says you can't write a series. You can make the
Right.
rules, right? You can make the doggone rules and you follow them, right? You
Yeah.
you determine what is the path that you'll follow that works for you as long as it's legal in the United States.
Key. That's key. Yes, sir. That's
Yeah,
key.
and you follow that and you do that. But sometimes when you try to you overwhelm yourself and start to cross check and overthink all of the different pieces and bits of information, then
Yeah.
a friend of mine calls this analysis paralysis, right?
Yeah.
You're overthinking, and so you
Yeah.
never begin to move forward.
Hmm.
So
Getting ready to get ready.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
how do you what's one of the things that you use what's one of the things that you use? Hesma says no orange jumpsuits, please. Yeah, exactly. What's
I'm
one of
with
the
you,
things that
Hesma.
exactly. What's one of the things that you use to get past analysis paralysis?
I don't know. I think depending on what it is, there's that again. I refer back to when I talk about critical in-depth analysis, which is in my
Mhm.
book, Aligned by Design. I think I really just like how you eat an elephant one bite at a time. You have to
Oh
break it
yeah.
down. What is it? Is it that you're going to present? You don't know how to present. Is it the outfit you're going to wear? What are you stuck on? Okay, now how important is it to the big picture?
Mhm.
Again, I'll use the outfit for example. Okay, you're going to do this event. Do you need to dress up to the nines? Suit, tie, cufflinks, the whole shebang, or is just a open collar shirt with a jacket good enough?
Yeah.
Who's in the audience? Analyze things. Who's in the audience? How long will it be for? Are you the main speaker?
Yeah.
What's going on? So just look at it kind of organically, and try not to make it a big deal. Just say it's important. I'm not going to be overwhelmed by it. First of all, that's the mindset. I'm not going
Yeah.
to be overwhelmed, and see it for what it actually is and make a decision. Because if you dress to the nines, you can't go wrong. You're just looking good. If you go
Yeah.
without a tie, well, you're still looking good. You're just not dressed to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
So you can't lose. It's just a personal preference or personal choice.
Yeah. One of the things that I always recommend to people, and that has really worked for me as far as getting out of my comfort zone and getting out of analysis paralysis, is the idea or the concept, and you and I both know this, of a mastermind,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh
being
yeah.
being outside of myself and being in a circle or being in a group of people that who are driven and who are
Hmm.
driven in the same direction that you are
Yep.
driven in,
Yes, sir.
and are able to kind of, either sometimes they've got to tug you and sometimes you got to tug them, but you
Hmm.
all have the drive that, listen, we're not going to stay here. We're not going to stay here. And so it's so hard to gain momentum when you're already in the mud and your wheels are spinning, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You can press the gas all you want by yourself, but you're in the mud and your wheels are spinning. It's not until either you have somebody come help push out, or you decide, you know what, let me go find some wood blocks or find something else outside of myself and what I'm already inside of to give me that traction that I need to propel me forward. And so, yeah, a mastermind is one big way that I do that. And ultimately it comes down to accountability. You've got to have some level of accountability outside of yourself.
And you know what I like about the whole mastermind mindset. Now, of course, a
Mhm.
mastermind is formatted totally different than a workshop and totally different from a conference. But
Yeah.
the joy or the benefit of a mastermind is you get to ask questions that you might not normally be able to ask in a
Right.
different setting. Same thing like with the workshop. We're going to be doing this workshop tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
You'll get a chance to ask those pertinent questions that you normally would not be able to ask at a big conference.
Hmm.
You'll be able to ask questions, as it relates to you, the individual, versus feeling, I don't want to say this, it may not sound right. This is so important. And if it was me, I would take total advantage of it
Yeah.
because of the fact it's a more intimate or informal setting.
Yeah.
And why not get all the answers to all or as many of your questions as you'd like?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So ultimately, as we kind of start moving towards wrap up here, what if you don't take action? Where do we want to wrap today? What if you don't take action? I think, we know the answer. We know the
Yeah.
answer. We all have ideas. We all have goals. We all have dreams. And for anybody that says they don't have a dream, I'm like, I don't know if I believe that. The issue is not so much that you didn't have a dream. The issue
Yeah.
is that you probably stuffed it way down somewhere, so much so that you no longer have the courage to bring it out. Right. And that's what
Yeah.
happens with a lot of people. I look at little kids I look at people who say, oh, I'm not creative. I'm like, when you were a kid, you colored, you messed with crayons, you drew, you did
Right.
you did all of those things. When you were a kid and you got blocks, you started to create these buildings, or you started to create something without
Yep.
anybody telling you what you had to do.
Yep.
What
Yep.
happened? Something happened along the way that suppressed or caused you to lose that desire or that ability. But it's there. It wasn't gone.
Yeah.
Nobody took it away, because they can't. It's something that's born inside of you. You just need to be able to bring it out and practice it and use it regularly in order for it to blossom, in order for it to grow. So
Yeah.
that's it.
I talk about the fact that many of us, what happened to the little kid, right? That
Mhm.
we're basically kids in grown up bodies. I ask people, I says, who remembers those days when it was rainy and you couldn't go play, and you
Mm.
either stayed on the porch or you looked out the window, and every time your favorite car went by, you said, "That's my car," and
Yeah.
then your friend or your cousin would, "No, it's my car. No, no, I said it first. My car, my car." Right? You
Yeah.
played my car because that was exciting. And then anytime a car would come by and you saw it and your friend didn't see it or your cousin didn't see it, you say, hey, that's my car coming right. The next one's mine. The
Mm.
point is the joy, the imagination of being able to have a thing, see a thing, and
Yeah.
be a thing was yours because you just simply commanded it. And
Yeah.
as adults, we have grown up and lost that joy, lost that love. We've allowed being adults to belittle our imaginations. And as you know, in Think and Grow Rich, imagination is a really big part of
Yeah.
getting what you want in life.
Yeah, there's a story that Dave Ramsey told several years ago, and it's a powerful story, but it's also a little bit sad. It's about elephants, and it's like the question that he asked was, "Do you know how they train elephants?"
Mm,
And he says that when the elephants are baby elephants, they tie a chain around their leg, and then they tie it to a stake, and they jam the stake in the ground, and this little baby elephant throws a hissy fit and is tugging and pulling and trying to get away from this stake, but it can't. And then he says, when they get bigger, do you know how they restrain these big elephants? They tie a little rope and just pull it snug enough for them to be able to feel it, and put this rope on a stake, on a wooden stake in the ground. And he says that this elephant, this big, mighty, powerful beast, stays there, right? He could
yep.
literally, with not much effort at all, tug it and walk away. But this big
Yep.
beast stays there because in the beast's mind, or in the elephant's mind, is that little baby elephant that was trapped,
Yes, sir. And
right?
that's what happens with us as adults. And it's happened with, we're not going to go down that road really, but certain groups
Yeah,
of people, masses of people, they
yeah,
have been trained and taught to be and think and see things only one particular way.
yeah.
And they've never bothered to look outside of those parameters.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's time. It's time, people. You gotta take action. You've got to take action. You've got to decide that what is the situation that you're in right now is no longer good enough. You've got to decide that where you are at this moment is no longer a fit for you.
Yeah.
You've got to decide that this gift that's inside of you, the story that's inside of you, the experiences that you're living are there for a reason. And you're going to do whatever it takes to expand them and enhance them so that you can transform not only your life, but someone else's.
Hey, can we gift some people something for tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Why don't we gift at least 10 people? Let's
Mm-hmm.
give 10 people an opportunity to tomorrow's workshop.
Okay.
Let's gift 10 people, whoever you are. If you're listening to this broadcast, our gift, Tuesday was, I think it's called Giving Tuesday. It's a
Yeah.
give back. Well, look at this as an extension of Thanksgiving, Cyber, what is it, whatever the Friday thing was, Black
Black
Friday,
Friday, Cyber
Cyber
Monday.
Monday. Look, Robert and I would like to gift the next 10 people that take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of our offer an opportunity to come to our workshop for free. How about that? Come to
Wow.
the workshop for free and let us just pour into you from 5 to 7 tomorrow. That's a
Okay.
short window. So the
Yeah.
first 10 people who act, you guys get in. Tomorrow
Okay.
from 5 to 7, we're going to do this event. Um, the art, the
Yeah.
one and only art of building authority and influence. The
Okay.
art of you,
Okay.
building authority and influence. And the reason why we're doing it is because, one, we know that there are people out there that are apprehensive. We know
Mm-hmm.
that these are tough times. And we know that we're fortunate enough to have what many other people don't have. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about just the overall financial resources, but the information. And we would like to give you that leg up because
Mm-hmm.
2021 is right around the corner. So if
Right.
you're watching this broadcast, if you've been following us for the past month at least,
Mm-hmm.
all I can say is take advantage.
Yeah.
Um, Click on the link. Let us get you into this event, and you get a chance to ask questions and get the answers so that you can prepare for your 2021. Is that a fair shake?
That's fair, man. So here's what I'm gonna do for those people. I see a few people already who have put "pick me" in the comments. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to message you, and I will send to you a coupon code. So here's what that means, though. You will still have to take action. You will still need to go to the buildinfluence2021.com website and register there. You can register there with the coupon code. It'll give you that scholarship to get into the workshop. And then we'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, folks. Yep. So if you're in West Coast, you already know the difference in the time zones. Excellent. Midwest, I think it's 1 hour. West Coast is 3 hours.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So yeah, so I'll do that for the people I'm seeing. Oh, we got some people on LinkedIn now that are cool. Wanting in as well. So great. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll go check the comments today and we will share the coupon code. As a matter of fact, what I would do is this. If I were you and you believe that there is value here, well, Orville, he's saying post the link. The link is right here below us. It's buildinfluence2021.com, but you've got to say I want in, and then we will send to you the coupon code because because we need you to register for this, right? So here's what I would do if I were you. If he's given 10 away and we already have like 5 responses. If you have other people that you know that this would be a blessing or a benefit for, I would recommend sharing this with them as well so that they can, if you get it, wow, okay, they're coming in now.
Okay.
They're coming in
now.
Right, all right. So yeah, so I would share it with somebody else so that they can get the value from this as well. All right. So yeah, I mean, wow. Okay.
Because all most people need is access. Now you're going to be able to have access to the information. And trust me, you guys have no idea what you're in for, because I know how Robert flows and he's going to hit you in the head with it. And for me, you may just need a basket for the other information. But we're excited about it, folks. Trust me, we have been preparing for this for a long time. Yeah. This is what we do. This is who we are. And this is how we are. So join us and be the better for it.
Yeah, love it. So that's tomorrow, The Art of You, How to Build Authority and Influence 2021. Listen, get involved, get inside, take advantage, take action. That's the big word today. Take action. I see, my goodness, we're running out of tickets. They're coming. They're coming. So I'm going to be reaching out to these people within the hour. Before 5 p.m. Eastern, I'll be reaching out to you. So once I do, you've got to take advantage. Now, here's what I want. Here's the thing. Sometimes when people have an opportunity, right, and they don't have to pay for that opportunity. They don't have to, let me take that word out. When they don't have to invest in that opportunity, sometimes people take that opportunity for granted, and then they don't show up. So here's the deal. I'm saying this. If we do this, and Charles surprised me with this. This wasn't something that we talked about that we were going to do on this show today. He just said, I'm going to do this, right? So if we do this, then you've got to promise us that you are going to commit to showing up, period, point blank.
And let me tell you the reason why, because opportunity does not go away. It goes to other people.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Well, listen, y'all, make sure that you listen out for us. I'm going to go to the chat, or one of us will go to the chat. We'll send to you the coupon code so that you can then register and then be in the house, be in the place tomorrow evening for this value bomb. That's what it's going to be. I'll tell you that much. All right, y'all.
Art of You.
Yep. Awesome. Well, listen, y'all, have an awesome rest of your day. We're going to get on out of here. And for those of you that want to be in, we still have a couple of those scholarships left. Make sure that you sign up. Make sure that you say me, and then we can get those tickets over to you, or the coupon code, so you can sign up. And we'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Radiate the brain. Change the game.
Yeah. See y'all tomorrow.